So a couple videos ago, I said I was going to do a quick overview of my gaming desk setup, the desk, all the peripherals, everything combined, and show you guys exactly what I'm gaming on and what I'm using on a daily basis for video editing, everything like that. So let's get started and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm using. So let's actually start with the desk itself. So the desk itself is made by a company called Coaster. I believe the item number is like 800,999, but I'll put a quick picture of the listing on Walmart for this particular desk. And it would normally have actually it would have your typical keyboard drawer right here, but I removed that just for some extra legroom, and I don't really use it at all. But you get some really nice desk space. You have two smaller drawers on the left side, one larger drawer on the right side, and it's a really, really good sized desk. It's 63 inches long and 28 inches in depth. So a lot of space to fit, two 27-inch monitors plus an H710 case. So plenty of space there. And then actually the back of the desk is one giant cavity. So you'll see underneath the desk, you have that, it's sort of boxed out, probably, let's see, 7-8 inches or so, which gives me plenty of room to actually put all of my cable management actually behind the desk. So you'll see nothing really hanging below the desk outside of the wires coming to my subwoofer. But besides that, a very clean setup with this desk. You can pretty much store everything behind it, which is really, really nice. The only thing that I wish I could manage a little bit better is the cables, above the desk. They're just not really long enough. It's mainly the HDMI and the DisplayPort cables that just aren't long enough to reach from the H710 over to the monitors. And on the desk itself, of course, we have the RGB lighting. So I have RGB lighting, the strip going all the way up on the top level, the top part of the desk. I have it all around the side of the desk as well, and then a little bit of underglow underneath the desk, which definitely makes for a really nice, aesthetically pleasing surround around the desk. But getting into our gaming PC, so I'm using an H710 case with an i7-8700K, an RTX 2070 Super. The CPU is being cooled by a Kraken X62 AIO, 32 gigs of RAM. Overall, a really, really clean setup in the H710, and just, a really, really good performer with the 2070 Super, reaching, at 1440p, which both these monitors are. Really good FPS in most games, like Valorant, over 300 FPS, Call of Duty around, 110 to 115 at 1440, or a 1080 well over 140 FPS. So really, really awesome computer to game on. Plus video editing is really, really nice with the 2070 Super, being that it does have NVENC encoding. And I'm also definitely not only using this computer for gaming, also doing a lot of video editing and some other projects on it as well. So the 8700K is slightly limited, being that it is only 6 cores, but the RTX 2070 Super with NVENC enabled definitely catches up with the hardware encoding in Adobe Premiere Pro and other applications. And I've already put out a full build guide video on this H710 PC, which I will definitely put in a card above and in the description below. But moving over to the monitors themselves, so we have two 1440p monitors, but doing two really different tasks. So the one directly at the center of the desk is for gaming, and the one to the left is definitely going to be my video editing and sort of content viewing screen for sure. So the middle one is the Dell S2719 DGF gaming monitor. So it's a TN panel capable of 1440p, 1 millisecond response time, 144 hertz overclockable to 155 hertz. So you can definitely utilize the high FPS coming from the RTX 2070 Super on this monitor, which is amazing for gaming and everything like that. And then we have our Asus ProArt display. So this is the 27-inch 1440p model of the ProArt display from Asus. Did reviews on both of these monitors, and I will put those in cards above and in the description below as well. But this monitor is definitely more targeted for my video editing and content, creation, content viewing, being that it is color calibrated out of the factory, super accurate colors, 100% coverage of the sRGB space as well as Rec. 709 space. So just a really nice color calibrated monitor for video editing and content consumption. So both of these monitors for me serve completely different purposes. I have gamed on this monitor. It is only capable of 60 hertz overclockable to 75 hertz, but for me, being able to game at 144 FPS is just way nicer on the Dell than it would be, even with the color accuracy of the ProArt display. And both of the monitors are sitting on a dual display VESA mount, which makes for a really clean setup, being that you have, no real cables visible, no stands. It makes for a super clean, modern look on the desk. And the VESA mount on Amazon was like $35, $40. It's the most popular one. I will again list that in the description below, but it makes for a really clean setup for sure. So getting into our actual peripherals, so for our keyboard, we have the Logitech G513 mechanical keyboard. So this one is slightly on the clickier side of things, being that it has the Logitech GX Blue switches, but overall a really, really awesome keyboard. The other thing that it's lacking, I would say, is media dedicated control. So you don't have buttons for like play, pause, things like that. They're sort of integrated into the function keys themselves, but you do get a USB pass-through, which I am using for my wireless mouse. So for the mouse, we have a Corsair Harpoon wireless mouse. So this thing runs about 80 bucks, but overall a really, really awesome mouse. So it charges probably for around 2.5 days, which is plenty for me. And then I have the dedicated micro USB cable just on the side of my desk, so if I ever do need to plug the mouse in, I can use it as a wired mouse and then unplug it and use it as a wireless mouse. It's also capable of Bluetooth as well as wireless. And for sound, so when it comes to sound, I have some older speakers that I have lying around the house, just some Philips desk speakers with a on the larger side subwoofer, which makes for really, really awesome sound when it comes to like content consumption with Netflix or YouTube and things like that. And for gaming, on the back of my VESA mount, just have my Logitech headset. So there we have it, guys. That is, a quick overview of my gaming setup. The desk space, how it looks, how it functions. It works really, really well for what I'm using it for. Having the dual 27-inch monitors definitely allows me to multitask really, really well. And the PC just performs outstandingly with the RTX 2070 Super, both in games and video editing, in whatever task that I'm doing on the computer. It works outstandingly. So definitely check out some of the previous videos where I cover these in more detail. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any comments, any questions about anything in my setup, be sure to leave those below.